Today I wanted to do an unboxing of the Mini 4 Pro and kind of show you what's in the package, show you the package that I got, and explain some of the differences between the Mini 4 Pro and the Mini 3 Pro and some of the other more current drones. So let's get into this thing and let's talk about it. All right, so in the package here is the, let's see if there's anything else in the box. That is about it. Yep. So here it is. So it's got the, basically I believe this is the same soft case that came with the Mini 3 Pro. It looks about the same size. I'll compare it here in just a few minutes. We've got the battery charging case and the RC2 controller, the new one, which came with the Air 3, the new Air 3, and of course there's the drone. So that's the main items in the package here. Inside the top, let's see, let's get this over here. Inside this top compartment here, there's all the other little goodies. We'll get those spread out here in just a minute. And some silica gels. The package that I got was the Fly More Combo Plus. And the Plus, the other option was just the Fly More Combo. But the Plus basically is the plus size batteries. So it comes with 3 of the larger size batteries and the RC2 controller as opposed to the RCN2 controller. There's the batteries. Let's see. Let's take out this guy next here. So yeah, this is the same controller that came with the Air 3. Nice controller. I've really enjoyed using this on the Air 3. And here is the drone. All right, so let's take this guy out here. This is great. One nice thing that DJI did this time with the Mini 4 Pro was to include a nice propeller guard, which wasn't the case before. You had to buy these aftermarket, or else DJI did sell one, I think, for the Mini 3 Pro. It doesn't feel like it's as nice as this one. This one's kind of a nicer silicone feel to it. A little more flexible. And the other thing I really like is this the gimbal guard here. This thing seems to be much improved over previous ones. So let's take that out too. Well, first let's get this one off here. Kind of a softer feel to it, and but it's just nice to have this included in the initial kit. Take the gimbal guard off here. Yeah, that's nice. It's good to have one that actually covers the sensors. I know with previous drones, I've at least for the Mini 3, I have purchased aftermarket gimbal guards that covered the front sensors here. But it's nice to see that DJI is including that too now. You can actually unfold these in any order you want to. So you can unfold the back one first or the front one first. It doesn't matter. What's interesting now is that the Mini 4 Pro has the same downward front legs here that the Mini 3 had, not the Mini 3 Pro, but the Mini 3. And the legs seem to be otherwise basically the same, although I think the dimensions of this guy are a little bit bigger. So our forward-facing sensors, yeah, you can kind of see that they're more of a fisheye lens now, and they're going to give you the obstacle avoidance for forward, up, and side. And the backward sensors are also more of a fisheye lens, so they're going to give you the obstacle avoidance for the side, up, and rear. And of course on the back, you've got the downward facing optical sensors, as well as the infrared sensors, the 3D infrared sensors, and the new LED light. So the LED light's a pretty nice feature to have. And actually the Mini 4 Pro now is the first DJI Mini drone that's got precision landing. So that's kind of a big deal. I know some people kind of dismiss that as not that important, but I think it's actually important to know that your drone can land relatively precisely within within 6 inches or a foot or so pretty much all the time, from where you took off. And of course, you got to fly upwards for about 9 meters or so before you fly forward, so that those the optical sensors can take a snapshot of where you are and then guide you back to that point when you land. But anyway, it's a nice feature to have on the Mini 4 now. The propellers are the same propellers, I do believe, that are on the Mini 3 and Mini 3 Pro. And I did get the kit with the Plus batteries. So these batteries are the extended flight time batteries. And these are the same ones that came with the Mini 3 and Mini 3 Pro. Same size, same weight, same power. So you're not going to have any issues plugging the extended flight battery into the Mini 3, the Mini 3 Pro, or the Mini 4. You know, because you're going to be over the 249 gram weight limit anyway, so it's not going to be an issue. Where the issue comes in is the regular size flight batteries. The ones for the Mini 3 Pro are actually a little heavier than the ones for the Mini 4 Pro. Only by a few grams, but it makes a difference. And also the Mini 4 Pro batteries, even though they're lighter weight, they have a little bit more power. It's not much. It's about a 7% increase in power, you know, just to power the additional obstacle sensing and that sort of thing. So what you have to be careful with is the batteries for the Mini 3 and Mini 3 Pro will fit into the Mini 4 Pro. However, they will push it over the 249 gram weight limit. And that is the normal battery. They will push it over. It's only by a few grams. But if you're trying to stay technically within that under 250 or 249 and below, then just be cautious of that, because they're going to push it over that weight limit. The battery hub, this is the same hub that came with the Mini 3 and Mini 3 Pro. It will charge the batteries in series, so it's going to take a look at which battery has the most charge. It's going to charge that one first. And then the next charge, level, it'll charge that one and so forth. So until they're all charged up. So it is the same case that came with the Mini 3 or Mini 3 Pro. So here on the side, you've got USB-C in, which is what you'll use your USB to USB cable that came with your kit. That's what you're going to use to charge the batteries. And then the USB-A port here, this one, you're going to be able to use the USB-C to USB-A cable to actually charge a cell phone, or you can charge the controller with this as well. So you can have your plugged in from the wall, from the AC, plugged into the USB-C here. It will charge the highest battery first, and then so on until they're all charged. And then after all the flight batteries are charged, it will charge your controller next, or your cell phone, or whatever other device that you have plugged in. It will charge that basically last after the flight batteries have been charged. If you don't have a wall outlet plugged into the USB-C and you just have this going out to your cell phone or your flight controller, then it will just charge the flight controller battery. Okay, so next what I wanted to do is kind of take a look at everything that came in the Fly More package. These are all the components that came in the kit, including the new bag. So starting over here, you basically got 3 full sets of propellers, including the ones, well, not including the ones that came on the drone. So you've got actually 4 full sets of propellers. And of course you got the A and the B, A, B, A, B. So you got propellers, you got the accessory user guide, quick start guide, and some safety guidelines. And then you've also got a brochure here for the Light Cut app, which you can download for free on your phone and use that as a video editing app. Doesn't come with the small Phillips head screwdriver for your propellers. You've got your USB-C to USB-A cable, and that's again to charge other devices with your battery bank here. And then you've got the USB-C to USB-C cable that you're going to use to plug into like a 30 watt or 65 watt charger, 100 watt, whatever. Plug that into the wall, and then plug the USB-C into that, and then plug it into here to charge up your flight batteries and your controller if you have that plugged in. So also you have, which is really nice, this really nice feeling prop guard. It's kind of a nicer silicone feeling, and really happy to see that was included with the Fly More combination this time. And then the other thing is the prop guard, not the prop guard, the gimbal guard. And this is a really nice one. It's actually pretty easy to get on and off. I know in the past the Mini 3, Mini 3 Pro gimbal guard was a little bit more finicky. But DJI's really, I think, coming a long way with the gimbal guards, and I think this one's a nice improvement, and it does cover the front sensors. And of course the soft case, and the soft case is nice. This is the same soft case that came with the Mini 3 and Mini 3 Pro, and I'll kind of compare those in just a minute here, but it is nice to have the little soft case, and if you just want to travel on a short trip and you want to take all your drone and batteries and everything with you, it's a nice thing to have. You do have the front pocket here in the front, and for just small things, documentation. I don't know if I'd put any propellers or anything like that in there, but anything that you're not worried about getting crushed, I think that would be a good thing to put in there. And then of course in the main compartment here, you've got a little bit of a pocket up here that you can put in propellers, screwdriver, cables, that sort of thing. And then inside you've got plenty of area to put your drone, your batteries, that sort of thing. So that's it. That's everything that came in the Fly More combo. Okay, so now what I wanted to do is just kind of compare the Mini 4 Pro, the Mini 3 Pro, and the Mini 3. They're basically very similar in design and weight, of course. But you can see, and of course the Mini 3 Pro came out before the Mini 3, and you can see that the Mini 3 actually does not have sensors in the front. These are mostly just like ventilation grates or whatever. And it definitely does not have the, let's go ahead and unfold this guy here. Definitely does not have any rear sensors. No sensors at all. This has no obstacle avoidance sensing. It's pretty basic in terms of that. So good little drone though. I enjoy flying it. And the Mini 3 Pro. And you can see the gimbal guard that came with the Mini 3 Pro. It's not bad. It's just a little more finicky to get on. And I am glad that the new one does cover the front sensors. So here you have the Mini 3 Pro. I do find it interesting that the Mini 3 and the Mini 4 Pro now have the front downward legs. And the Mini 3 Pro does not. So it is kind of nice. It gives it a little bit more of a stable landing platform, if you will, when it's landing. I noticed the ventilation, these back ventilation little ports are a little bit bigger on the Mini 4 Pro now. Here's the Mini 3 and the Mini 4. You can obviously see the front sensors on the Mini 3 compared to the Mini 4 Pro, Mini 3 Pro, Mini 4 Pro. You can see the front sensors are not that fisheye lens, so it's basically looking just straight forward. Back-facing sensors, the same thing. They're not fisheyed on the Mini 3 Pro, and they are on the Mini 4. And that, of course, is what gives the Mini 4 Pro the omnidirectional obstacle avoidance. On the bottom here, you can see it's basically got the same looking optical sensors, although the 3D infrared sensors look to be, bigger, of course, on the Mini 4 Pro. And then, of course, you got the LED light on the Mini 4 Pro and not on the Mini 3 Pro. All right, so now what we have is just a lineup of the most current of the DJI drones. You've got the Mavic 3 Pro, of course, the Mini 4 Pro, the Mini 3 Pro, and the new DJI Air 3. And you can see on the Air 3, it's got the front-facing sensors are fisheye lens to where it gives the front, side, and upward-facing obstacle avoidance. Same with the back ones. Similar to the Mini 4 Pro. And of course the Mavic 3 Pro, while it does have the front sensors are kind of a fisheye lens, the upward facing ones are basically dedicated to only looking up. All right, and here you can see the kind of the current lineup of the DJI controllers. This is the new RC2 controller. This is the RC1 controller, and this of course is the RC Pro. And you can see, of course, now the RC2 has the two antenna that are foldable, and the RC1 does not have the foldable antenna, and the Pro does, of course. A couple of the differences on the RC2. I have to be careful with the names. I'm probably messing them up already. But the RC2 compared to the RC1, it's a little bit thicker. I'll try to show that here without tearing up my other ones here. It's a little bit thicker on the top there, and it weighs a little bit more. You can kind of feel a little bit more of a beefy feel to it. And also the air vent's a little bit lower down, and the RC2 now does have a fan to keep it cool. And that's one of the big differences. One of the reasons why that matters is because the battery life on the RC2 I found is quite a bit less than the RC1. You still get plenty of flight time, but to me it's noticeably different. It's a noticeable decrease in battery performance. So it's not an issue, but just something I've noticed. It's actually more in line, I think, with the RC Pro. The RC Pro has less battery life than the DJI RC. And so now these two are probably similar just in terms of battery life. One of the things I've noticed too in the RC2, whereas the RC1, when you turn it on to fly, it turns off the Wi-Fi. So if you're trying to synchronize your flight to the DJI server to synchronize your flights, you have to remember to go back in and turn on your Wi-Fi in the RC1. And the RC2 is more similar in that regard to the RC Pro, where the Wi-Fi does not turn off. Okay, so it's gonna stay on, so you don't have to remember to turn it on at the end of the flight. It does have the fan, so it's a little bit louder. It's not an issue at all, but it's just something I've noticed. This one is 700 nits, and same thing as the RC1 is 700 nits, whereas the RC Pro is 1000 nits. And the RC2 will give you 1080p at 60 frames per second, which is higher than the RC1, which I think this one was 1080p at 30. So that's another improvement. So overall, it's a nice controller. It feels a little bit more premium, like the RC Pro, even though I had no issues at all with the RC1. And of course, one of the big differences in these two guys here, actually, between all three of them, the RC2 is the only one that has the O4, OcuSync 4 technology. So it's going to give your drone a lot better range. Although in the United States, it's 20 kilometers is what you're going to get out of the O4, which is far farther than you really can fly it legally, because you can't see it that far. 20 kilometers is about 12.4 miles or so. And you're getting about 12 kilometers on the RC or O3 technology. So, but where that does come in handy is not necessarily the range of it, but if you're flying around obstacles and that sort of thing, it should give you a better signal, even when you're flying in areas where the signal may be blocked and that sort of thing. So that's a definite benefit. So there's the current controllers, and of course the new one for the Air 3 and the Mini 4 Pro. It's RC2 controller. Okay, so last but not least, I just wanted to kind of give an overview of the flight cases that come with the new drones. So this is the flight case. I have to keep them straight here. This is the flight case that came with the Mini 4 Pro, the new one, which is the same case. As best I can tell, it's the same exact case as the Mini 3 and Mini 3 Pro over here. Looks to be exactly, same dimensions, same inside, same pockets and everything. The only thing that may be a little different is that this is the older one for the Mini 3 series, and this is the Mini 4 series now. The material feels a little more, I don't know, a little more hard, I guess. This one's a little softer. It's really of no consequence in my mind, but just something I noticed. As far as the sides go, they're the same little pattern here on the sides. Same thing over here on this side. You basically got the same kind of design going on. It's a nice material. Feels like it'd be pretty waterproof, and the zippers are basically pretty water resistant anyway. I don't know about waterproof, but they do have that little rubber that kind of folds down over the zipper to keep it, to keep water out. So these two are basically the same bag. And of course, this one here is the one that came with the Air 3, and I believe it's the same one that came with the Mavic 3 Pro. And when I bought my original Mavic 3, it had the bigger backpack style case, which I was not a huge fan of. I still have that one, but then when I bought my Mini 3 or my Mavic 3 Pro, I did not buy the case. I just bought the drone because they already had all the other accessories. So, but this one was the one that came with the Air 3, and I do believe it was the one that came with the Mavic 3 Pro as well. Okay, well that's gonna pretty much do it for my unboxing and review and comparison for the new Mini 4 Pro. If you're able to get this thing, I definitely recommend it. If you have the Mini 3 Pro and you're considering upgrading to it, it just kind of depends on your budget and your needs and your wants and all that kind of thing. But if you can get it, yeah, go ahead. If not, then the Mini 3 Pro is still going to be definitely a nice drone. It's got basically the same camera. You're just going to miss out on a few of the other features, the obstacle avoidance, the precision landing, the waypoints, and some of the other things. There's other upgrades that the Mini 3 Pro doesn't have, probably won't get in my opinion. Just because DJI wants to stick with giving the newest drones, all the latest upgrades. But the nice thing about the Mini 4 Pro now is that it's basically on par in a lot of ways with the Air 3 and the Mavic 3 Pro, just in terms of a lot of the functionality, the obstacle avoidance, the cruise control, and a lot of those things. So it's almost not a mini drone anymore. Of course, it still meets the 249 grams, and that's a good thing, especially for a lot of folks that want to stay under that weight. But it's really a full functioning drone now, which is so good in a lot of ways. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this review and unboxing and comparison. If you do, feel free to give it a thumbs up. And if you like the kind of content that I have on my channel, consider subscribing. And I appreciate you being here, and we'll see you in the next video.